Welcome to a new episode of The Genius. On the 10th of February, cinemas welcomed the first ever movie, The Cat and Mouse. Puss Gets the Boot. At the time, they weren't Tom and Jerry. They were Jasper and Jenks. Jasper, the cat, is picking on Jenkins the mouse. Jenkins the mouse uses his intelligence to get back at the cat. The movie ends with a strange, unexpected victory. The mouse beats the cat. How come? Here, the movie wasn't just successful and threatened the popularity of all cartoons all the time. Like Alice in Wonderland, Betty Boop, and Gertie the dinosaur. The cat and the mouse will sit on the throne of the most popular cartoon in the world. Despite the simple story and the comedy it has, just a fight between cat and mouse. Producers found that cartoons' popularity is growing, so they thought we need another name to people to make it better movie. Jasper and Jenkins, I can't pronounce it. Sounds like an expensive shoe store. So they put $50 for the artist will come with a good name for the movie, which was given to the artist John Carr. And he suggested two names from an English play called Life in London. It talks about two carriers called No Way, Romeo and Juliet? Yes, Tom and Jerry. Jerry is the smart brown mouse who just wants us to have fun, eat bread, but Tom is very angry. Tom is the villain in the story, but not the point of hating him. He's still funny and loved by us. And the cartoon's popularity on TV grew and threatened the film industry, and the film production campaign go through tough times. They have to sacrifice something to keep going. What should they sacrifice? They let everything continue and sacrifice the cartoon. Specifically, the production company MGM spends $50,000 on a single Tom and Jerry movie. I know it's a lot now, but imagine how it was then. That's when the company completely closed the animation division. No one is buying the films from them, and they give up the original artists William Hanna and Joseph Barbera in 1957. Then they made cartoons called The Smurfs and Scooby-Doo. A few years later, the company realized that there was nothing more ridiculous than what they have done, and that cartoons could have saved them during this tough time. That's why they decided to resume its production in 1961, 4 years after the closing of the animation division, and they produced Tom and Jerry again, but without the original artist. They assigned direction to a guy named Jen Ditch. You might ask, why Jen Ditch? Before that, this guy owned an animation studio in New York. He met the love on his life at 1959 and traveled with her love to a country called the Czech Republic. And they settled down. The company contacted him to direct Tom and Jerry. They told him, while you are there, you should hire Czech artists. We want to save money. Budgets here in America, since we pay in dollars, are more expensive. And if you watch the last episode for Oppenheimer, you will know at the same time was the Cold War. And who was it between? It was between the US and the Soviet Union. And who was close to the Soviet? The Czech Republic. So the company had to make it secret to produce Tom and Jerry movie. If you love Tom and Jerry, but have you never seen a Tom and Jerry movie before? But in this movie, you can't imagine how that was bad. So if you are a fan of Tom and Jerry movie, you will find a clear difference. In that movie, we are talking about bad animation and weak character. It's not funny at all. Anyway, when this episode aired, the company didn't write the names of the Czech artists in the credits. Not connect Tom and Jerry with communism. It's unbelievable. So they wrote name of fakes American artists. Then the Czech artists said, we were already underpaid. They didn't give us enough money. We just want our names known in America and gets job. And the Czech artists said, we will never work again. The director Jen Ditch in an interview said that he received death threats because the audience didn't like this version. Of course, the company then let him go. You are fired. And the bro Chuck Jones, who was working for their opening, he was working for the Warner Brothers who made Looney Tunes. So Mr. Chuck drew Tom with thick eyebrows, and he made 34 successful movies for Tom and Jerry. And when it begins to air on TV, when CBS obtained copyright, if there a description that fits Tom and Jerry, it would be the ultimate trend and successful anywhere and anytime for all ages. But what's the reason for this crashing success? And it's not socially successful. Tom and Jerry, my friend, was nominated 13 times for Oscar and won 7 Best Animated Short Film with films like The Cat Concerto, The Two Mouseketeers, and Johann Mouse. However, despite this crashing success, but in 1991, the Cold War peacefully ends and the world finally is safe and peaceful. That's when the production company released the movie Tom and Jerry in 1992, and in the description, to save the life of the young girl. How would that make sense? How two enemies like cat and mouse, Tom and Jerry, can get along for a little girl? If you take a look about the comedia in Tom and Jerry, you will find that Tom and Jerry's comedia depends on the pain. Fight, pains and burn and the explosion. Pain and screams make us laugh. Your grandpa loved it and you loved it and your kids will love it. All generations, cultures love it. Then the important question is, what makes pain something laughable? Do people love Tom and Jerry because of an inner passion for violence, or are we psycho or something? The question about the relation of pain and comedia is very old. Many philosophers and psychologists, they said before that laughing on other people's pain is simply gloating, because seeing people go through trouble in front of you, that makes you happy, because gloating laughing makes you feel superior. Researchers who are specialized in studying laugh, researchers think the reason of laugh, that means a transform happened to you in your psyche to make you happy. In an experiment, one of these researchers, just imagine when you sit with your friend, he spills a tea on himself. And of course you will find that the people were happy with that. At this point, the people feel that they are better than him. So let's take all that and apply it to Tom and Jerry. The American historian Jerry Beck says that the global popularity of Tom and Jerry has it because people understand Jerry's point of view. Since most of us have someone in our lives that controls us, like your boss or your father, or even the homeowner or haircut Tom. So we laugh because we see this a small animal and the weak animal is victory over this big figure. We see Jerry's victory, someone like us, because simply it's what we want to happen in the real life. A study done at the University of New York on successful comedians who get paid millions or more, it was found that 80% were psychologically treated at some point of their lives. Not just that, they also confirmed that they are afraid of getting better. They are worried that a psychological treatment might work, because simply if they mentally healed and get better, they won't be funny. Comedian thinks it's a very important part of their abilities to make you laugh. In a Time magazine interview with the comedian Jim Norton, he said that the deeper the hole gets, the more comedy you need to get out of it. Comedy is a type of self-treatment. For comedians like Jim Norton, when we put the pain and see it from a different view, and we aren't talking about what is the best, but it could be a way to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And today we learn how our feelings sometimes pushes us to laugh to other people's pain. So don't let your emotions control you. So don't give the other people negative feelings and don't making them feeling bad. Anyway, I hope that you laugh a lot, but not because psychological pressures, but because you are a happy person that enjoys being around people and laughing with them, not at them. And that's it. Remember to watch the old episode and the new ones. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Goodbye.